Hi, I'm Steve Murphy, and welcome to the Insider Exclusive. Today, I am pleased to present the law firm of Robbins, Kaplan, Miller, and Cerisi in our Southern California Law Firm Special Series. Stay tuned.
Those that are raised in group homes and those that are not fortunate enough to be adopted, when they transition out into the real world, it becomes very difficult for them. So we provide transitioning help so they know their legal rights and just basically life skills, which is very important. Adults who know of a situation where a child is endangered or needs help, needs some kind of legal help, legal assistance, and it doesn't have to be just legal. I mean, any kind of assistance. Give us a call because we've got people that can help.
I am pleased to have with me today Dennis Codon. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about your firm.
Well, the firm originated in Minneapolis about 70 years ago. The firm now has 5 offices: Los Angeles, Boston, Minneapolis, of course, Florida, and Atlanta. And the firm has a general practice, basically trial litigation, great trial practice, and we also do corporate governance and some transactional work. It's a firm of 260 lawyers with a general practice.
Your particular practice, one of them is corporate governance.
Yes.
Sarbanes-Oxley.
Sarbanes-Oxley.
Now, Sarbanes-Oxley was passed when? 2002?
Yeah, I think 2002 is when
2002,
it was implemented.
but there have been a lot of complaints about some of the, overbearing regulations, especially on small companies. How is that changing these days?
Well, as you mentioned, there's been an enormous amount of influence on legislators and regulators to try to soften the impact on smaller companies. There are securities rules that have been in effect for so long, but the Sarbanes-Oxley is expensive.
Yes.
I think the cost is coming down, and I think it's slightly more reasonable. So I think it is getting better.
Now, your background is that you were at Unical for what,
almost
30 years?
Almost 30 years.
And you started there as a
sales rep.
Sales rep.
Sold tires and batteries.
And eventually ended up being the general counsel, didn't you?
Yes.
What kind of job was that for you?
It was a great job. I was general counsel for 11 years. We were multinational, had a large business, mostly in Asia, frankly. A lot of people don't know that, but the company flourished in Asia. Thailand was a major market for us. It was excellent in the sense that I think we provided a very important commodity worldwide, and we had a great law department, and I enjoyed working there. And
you still in touch with the folks over
at
Unical? Oh, yeah.
Well, it no longer exists.
Okay.
It was acquired by Chevron, but there are some people that are still with Chevron today and others that are out in different areas.
One of the reasons we do these shows is because many lawyers, a lot of people don't know this, are very much involved with activities outside the law firm. They use their talents, they use their connections to help people who are less fortunate and can't afford to, hire lawyers like at Robbins Kaplan, right?
Right.
What are some of the organizations that you're involved with right now?
Well, I'm on the board of the Alliance for Children's Rights, which is an organization in Los Angeles that provides legal services and protective services for kids that are impoverished and underprivileged.
And these kids can be from what age range?
Oh, it goes from birth on up until adulthood. In fact, we do quite a bit of work now with kids that are transitioning out of, and a lot of times, hopefully, kids will get adopted and have a permanent home. Some don't. Those that are raised in group homes and those that are not fortunate enough to be adopted, when they transition out into the real world, it becomes very difficult for them. So we provide transitioning help so they know their legal rights and just basically life skills, which is very important.
What are some of the rights that they are unaware of or they're looking to enforce that your organization helps?
Oh, many rights, but it even goes beyond just the rights they have.
Yeah.
How to do a job interview. So we do mentoring and things of that sort. But as far as rights are concerned, they may not know that they're entitled to certain benefits from the state or the county or whatever. So we can help them in that regard. They may not know that a small incidental matter on their record when they were a juvenile could be expunged or sealed by the court. So we help them in that sort of thing that will assist them as they move out of the system into the real world.
As a board member, do you personally represent any of these kids, or you just lend your time to helping others to do that?
Well, it's primarily the time and helping the strategy, the management.
Right.
But we do from time to time, particularly the firm. We have a number of lawyers that are working in this transition project, the emancipation project. We have other members of our firm that do adoptions and any number of things that assist with helping these kids.
And the emancipation project is when they're coming of age.
Yeah, I think 15, 16 years old, and they're in a group home or a foster home, and they haven't had an opportunity to really learn what life is all about because they haven't had that family experience. And I think one of the things we do is not only help them, but statistically, if they don't find their way out of the system, it's really an awful tragedy. Some of the things that happen, by giving them assistance, hopefully it will help them and help society so we avoid crime and other things.
Okay. You're also on the board of Southwestern University School of Law, right?
Yes, sir.
The chairman of the board, are you?
Yes, have been for a couple of years.
Tell us a little bit about Southwestern.
Well, Southwestern is nearing its centennial.
That's right.
Been around a long
Close to 100
time.
years.
Close to 100 years. I was there most of that time.
Right.
But I went to
You don't
school
look
there. I'm working on it. I went to school there
Yeah.
as a night student, as I said earlier.
Yes.
Started off as a sales rep, and I think the school has a history to provide access for those that, for whatever reason, can't matriculate full time. So we do have a part-time program. The school is dynamic. We've been we just recently acquired the Bullocks-Wilshire building. I say recently, really about 15 years ago. Recent as far as the history of the school is concerned. But that facility is, I think, one of the finest, certainly in any law school that I've seen.
Right.
So we created it actually redid the building, modified it, but kept the historical integrity of the building. A great library is there. We have a state-of-the-art courtroom. It's a facility that people should come and see. We're very proud of it.
Got a nice parking lot in the back, too.
Good parking lot.
In Los Angeles, there's very few law schools that have night programs. One of them is Southwestern. Another one, I think, is Loyola, right?
Correct.
And that up until recently was kind of it, wasn't it?
Pretty much. I think there are other schools that are scattered around, but those are the two main schools in Los Angeles.
Well, there's state bar approved schools that are online, that we meet on the weekends and that sort of thing. But the nightly program provided an education both for you as well as me and Dan Petrocelli, right?
Correct. Yeah.
I asked Dan why he became a lawyer. This was his answer. I worked at a bank and I saw all these nasty letters that lawyers were writing. He said, I can write better letters than that. So that's why he became a lawyer.
He also played the trombone.
Did he?
Yeah.
So did you play the trombone?
No, I never got there. But you know, the other thing the school has done that I think is great, we had a dean for 27 years that developed a great base.
Yes.
But now we've done a couple of things that I think are innovative. As a matter of fact, the Carnegie Endowment just named Southwestern as one of the innovative schools for its curricular activities. So we are in the top 10, and these are schools that are well known.
Yeah.
So we've designed it, I think, in a way that will improve our academic excellence. We don't want to be known just for access and just for the night program.
Right.
We have a great program for students of color. We're statistically very high there. We have certainly the night school, which is important and part of our tradition and heritage, but we also have full-time academic program. The curricular excellence we're very proud of.
Yes.
And we've been doing some great things there.
Good. Getting back to your practice area, what are some of the other things that you kind of specialize at your firm?
I'm part of a group that does financial litigation, so I help in some of the strategy. We'll do defense and plaintiffs' work. When I was general counsel of Unical, I hired the firm to do some patent cases. And we did very, very well against some very resourceful defendants on a clean air fuel patent case.
Right.
So that was a great thing. And also the firm that I'm with now defended Unical on some antitrust cases and things of that sort. So it's 260 trial lawyers, and mostly complex litigation, high-stakes litigation, but we do have other, other things such as counseling, SEC regulations, and things of that sort, securities regulation.
How have you seen the SEC change over the last few years, especially with the new Sarbanes-Oxley?
Tougher.
laws?
It's getting tougher.
Tougher?
The disclosures, executive comp disclosures are more difficult. Disclosures in general are becoming difficult, and I think the regulatory body, the SEC itself, has more people, more staff. So it's not an easy world.
Yes.
And Sarbanes has created more difficulty.
Do you represent shareholder groups when they want to hold companies and their officers accountable for, let's say, excessive pay, which has been in the news a lot?
We would, in the right circumstance. We're a bit selective, but if the right case came, yes, absolutely.
Okay. What are some of your major clients that you represent?
Well, the firm represents Best Buy, which
Okay.
is obviously a very large company. I've been to their board meetings, done some board training historically. We represent Medtronic here in Los Angeles, a wide number of large companies.
Getting back to the Alliance for Children's Rights, a lot of children may be watching this show, and they want to know, what are my rights? But most importantly, what are the most common things that they overlook that they're entitled to?
Oh, I mean, there's a multitude of things. I would think most times it's an adult that's contacting the Alliance for Children.
Right.
Because children are typically going to be innovative enough or schooled enough to know where to go. But adults who know of a situation where a child is endangered or needs help, needs some kind of legal help, legal assistance, and it doesn't have to be just legal. I mean, any kind of assistance. Give us a call because we got people that can help.
Okay, very good. Well, I want to thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you.
It's been a real pleasure having you on the show.
Thank you.
And we're certainly going to have you back again. I really appreciate the fact that you do a lot of this other work besides being a lawyer.
Well, I'm glad to be with a firm that supports that.
Okay, well, thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching our show. We've enjoyed having you. You can get more information on our shows at insiderexclusive.com. Thank you.